Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Here we are. We just finished another year, heading into a new one as of this recording. I mean, doesn't it feel exciting and fresh to head into a new year? I mean, you probably have some pretty awesome things that you're wanting to accomplish in the upcoming year. And I want to ask you this. Are they new things, or are they things that you keep recycling and you've been wanting to work on for the past several years? Let's talk about the easiest way to achieve your health and fitness goals this year. Stay tuned. Hey there, my friend Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, The Power of Possibility, Passion, and Purpose. And I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. We're at the end of another year. This is so awesome. And you're going to learn about keeping it simple and straightforward and creating the easiest path to achieving your health and fitness goals this year. Most of the time, people are setting some sort of goals for the year. As each year turns around, if you're on this podcast, you're probably learning about health and fitness stuff or some mindset stuff, or you're wanting to you've already been doing some things and you're already in it and you know it, and you're just like maybe refining some stuff. So we're going to talk about health and fitness stuff. I know we could talk about finances, all this other stuff, but I just want to take the time to thank you so much for tuning in. Whether it's for your first time tuning in or you're a regular podcast listener, thanks so much for being here. And if you are listening in the podcast app, please be a friend. Drop in, leave an honest rating and review. That helps others discover this show and discover this podcast on many different platforms. And if you're over on YouTube, I post this over on YouTube. I always do this in video version. Please be an awesome friend. Smash the subscribe button and notifications bell. That way you get notified each time a new show drops. And it'd be super crazy awesome if you gave a thumbs up, like, and dropped into the comments with any takeaways that you have. That helps with the YouTube algorithm. And it sends you crazy awesome vibes. So you absolutely rock, my friend. Okay, so you already know this stuff. Maybe you found yourself in this cycle. I know I did for years and years and years. You start the year off. You think of some goals that you want to achieve. And you vow that you're vowing not to call them resolutions. I know there's a bunch of you out there, and I was on that too. It's like, I'm not calling it a resolution because those are the things that people often break. They set them on January 1st, and they've got them broken before January 21st, 3 weeks in, right? So no resolutions. This is a goal. It'll happen when it's going to happen. But you know that you need to take action on it, right? So you make these goals, and you're really tired of making the same goals that you did for the past 3, 4, 5, maybe even 10 years, because, frankly, you failed at them each time. Maybe you got a few months in, or you dabbled in some stuff. Maybe you got serious for a little bit of time, but then something got distracted along the way, or maybe something pulled you off track. Maybe it was an illness. Maybe it was an unfortunate event. Maybe it was you just weren't into it. Maybe you just got crazy busy. Maybe you just got distracted. Whatever the thing is, I want to help you create an easy path, not past, an easy path, because so many of us overcomplicate things, and we overthink things, and we create these extra roadblocks and these obstacles that quickly halt us. We create all these little extra conditions and these scenarios of, you kind of go to this extreme. I'm never going to have this again, or I'm never going to do this again. And you lock yourself into this box that if anything wavers outside of the box, you give up, because it's kind of that all or nothing mindset. And you strive to get back in, but you've mentally taken yourself out of the game. So let's remove those roadblocks and create an easy path for you. Something that you can sustain not only through this year, but then catapult and keep the momentum going year after year, to where you're not setting the same goals anymore. You're amping up the goals, or it's opened up possibilities for you to create other goals that you hadn't even considered. First thing, you got to get your mind right. Okay? Healthy mindset is a healthy body. I mean, getting getting away from the stressors as much as possible. And we surround ourselves with these stressors that we may not even be realized what they're at. But this includes the news. Hillary and I, we would put on these cute little broadcasters in the morning, kind of catch up with the day's happenings, and know that there's going to be a special news segment, and that's uplifting and motivating. But all along, there's like this little drip of negativity and drama and stuff. But the newscasters are cute, and they seem adorable and everything, and they've got these nice little things, and they're feeding off each other. Yet the stuff in our minds where Hillary and I looked at each other and we went, I kind of feel, can we turn this off and just go like a month without turning on the morning news? We do a little evening recap, but just turn off the morning stuff. And we noticed ourselves feeling less stressed, less anxious. So, and this includes any social media that creates that drama or anxiety for you. Now, I won't say all social media does that. There's some great stuff, but even newspapers and magazines, those can contribute to the drama and the stress and the anxiety and possibly even your workplace. I know there was a season in my workplace where it was uncertainty. I was a teacher and we were uncertain about our contract coming up, and people were kind of being bitter and feeling slighted. And there's this overtone of negativity just filled everywhere you went, in meetings and in the lunchroom, etc. I just chose to remove myself from it. Not that I didn't care. It's just that that type of environment did not serve me. Okay? So you got to get your mind right. Make things as positive as possible. I'm not saying you got to have rose-colored glasses on all the time, but it's bringing about an environment that's as positive as possible. Okay? Not saying that you're ignoring anything that might be happening out there, but joining positive, inspiring Facebook groups, listening and reading inspiring, uplifting books or audiobooks, consuming uplifting podcasts. Shameless plug for the Power Blast podcast here. Going through your house and shifting it to be as empowering as possible. That might be putting up affirmation note cards or your goals to keep them in front of you, or even empowering, uplifting posters. Just reminding yourself. It could be having a calming spot in your house where you can meditate or just sit in silence. And if you can't do that, sometimes I know there's some busy households. Maybe it's sitting in the quietness of your car with earbuds on, just listening to a Headspace app or a Calm app playing. Find ways to reduce the stress as much as possible. I'm going to tell you what, once you start clearing out that sort of energy, there's going to be a lot of less things weighing you down that open up more possibility for you to reach your goals, to where you're not using negative self-talk and excuses and alibis to get you off the hook, because you're uplifted. You've got inspiration. You're creating this clear, defined goal that you're wanting, and it helps clear the path for you. The fog gets lifted, so to speak, because stress can have such a negative impact on reaching your goals. And another thing, strive to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I know some of you hang a badge on, I only need 3 or 4 hours a day. You know what? Strive for 7 to 8. See, just test it out for 30 days. See what that does for you and your body. Second thing, stop clinching or hanging on to the things that are going to sabotage you and your health goals. Now, this may take some time to get it, and you got to be real with yourself and take responsibility for it. Looking at your typical daily routine, the typical habits. And there's a lot of habits and stuff that we cling to. It's like, I can't give that up. It's my thing. But it's in the way of getting the results. Go a month, go 2 months, remove it, change it. Which ones are not serving you? For me, I was clinging to this need, and I was telling myself that I had to have this relaxation time after I got home. After a long day of work, an hour commute home, I just needed time to unwind. So I got in the habit of sitting down, unwinding, letting the dogs out, scrolling through social media, or just vegging on the couch in front of the TV, thinking that if I relaxed, then I would just get the energy up and go to exercise and do whatever. That never happened. I would just kind of feel lazy into the rest of my night, find other distractions to do it, call it another day that I was like, oh, I guess I'll catch up with it tomorrow. Then I called myself out on it, and I replaced that time, that relaxation time, with exercise time. I created a new habit. The new routine was I got home, let the dogs out, went and changed into my workout gear, got the dogs back in, went and got my workout done. And all of a sudden, the rest of the day just kind of clicked into place. I could still veg out if I want, but now I've got progress going. It made me want to eat healthier. It made me want to connect with a community of all people who are also wanting to get healthier and fitter. I eventually morphed that into, and another thing that I called myself out on, I was telling myself the story that I was not a morning person. I'm not a morning person. I could never get up and be a morning person or whatever, ever exercise in the morning. Until one day I decided to do it. Decided to stop telling myself that story and started doing the exercise in the morning. That changed everything on how the rest of my day went. Instead of the day controlling me and trying to take me off kilter at the end of the day, I controlled it right away out of the gate. Boom. Now I not only felt more in control, I had more energy, I became more productive, happier, and at the end of the day when it came, I could veg out, I could play with the dogs. I didn't have this lingering thing that I had to do. I already got it done. Boom. Okay, so what are other things? Are there any other things sabotaging you? Are there foods in your house that tempt you when you're sad, when you're stressed? And these are the things, and eventually it leads to guilt after you have it. These are the things that you kind of cling to for when company comes, or the kids might want it, or when the grandkids come over. Those are those things that you find yourself all of a sudden making a plate full of brownies when you're feeling sad or stressed because it's in the cupboard. And you start looking at the ingredients of that brownie kit, even though they're tasty, you know it's not going to help you reach your goals. Consider giving your kitchen and your fridge, like the pantry and the fridge, a healthy makeover. Removing those triggers. What I did is I went in and started reading ingredients, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just sugar hanging on my hips here. No wonder the gut seemed to hang over the belt loop. And I made a box and got rid of it out of my house. Started adding in healthier things. It's identifying and dropping those habits that are sabotaging your health. So what do you need to figure out? Next thing. Get a simple fitness and nutrition plan. Get a simple workout plan that you're going to stick to no matter what. That takes the guesswork out of it. A lot of times I wanted to go to a gym, but I found myself just meandering around the gym, guessing my way around the weights, guessing my way around the equipment, reading how to do the equipment, just watching what other people did. Maybe I had somebody that walked me around, gave me an introduction to the gym, but nobody walked me through day to day what to do. So I just make it up as I went along. Now, I simplified that. I do home workouts now. That takes away the little excuse to get to the gym, or I couldn't get to the gym, whatever. It took the guesswork out because the trainer streams right on my TV or my mobile device or my laptop. And then, boom, I know exactly what to do with the moves. It progresses me through a plan. I don't have to guess what to do today. I just show up and say, oh, this is the one on the calendar. I show up and do that workout. Boom. Next day. In time, the results happen. It's not like I put in a bunch of effort. I did a bunch of guessing what I had to do with my workouts and I got no results. No. Once I had that simple plan and took the guesswork out of it and made it at home so I didn't have to have a convenient excuse, and I didn't feel guilty every time I got dinged on my bill because I wasn't using the gym or going to the gym, things changed. Pair that with a healthy nutrition plan, and I'm going to encourage you to avoid diets or plans that cut out major macronutrients. I know a lot of people get on those bandwagons and stuff, and are there some results that can happen? Sure, but is that sustainable for life? That's what I'm always thinking of. What can I keep doing and catapult on for life? those diets and things, they end up being those things. The diet is a thing that you get on until you can't wait to get off of it. And then you end up going back to your old ways. And that creates that yo-yo effect with people's health, with people's weights, with people's frustration and their mindset. So that's the way I would recommend doing that. So things to take away the guesswork and simplifying. Nutrition was challenging for me at first. I began, as I was exercising, I began making more and more healthier choices, and I kept testing things out. I do it for like 30 days. Does vegetables matter? Because I hated vegetables. All right, I'll test these out for 30 days. See if I can get them down without gagging. Hey, they're pretty tasty. Hey, I dropped another 10 pounds. How did that work? Okay, vegetables for life here. All those things made a difference. I could see the efforts. And the other thing was, I could keep track of my eating. The more healthy ways I was doing it, the more I started tracking things. And I noticed a huge difference on my energy, how I felt, the focus, the happiness, the weight loss. My sleep was better. Dang, there's something to this. Especially when I did that kitchen makeover thing, getting rid of all the temptations, the things that included sugar, high fructose corn syrup, trans fats of all that sort, looking out for the labels that tell you it's low carb or that it's fat free, and also it's like you flip that ingredient thing over and you start reading, you're like, okay, what's really in here? What's substituting and creating this fantastic marketing label? Keep your health habits simple, straightforward, and sustainable, okay? And take as much guesswork out of it as possible. Last thing, be accountable and track it. I know. Now I got to be responsible and track it. Well, hey, we want the results. We know if we're going to reach any goals, that's what we got to do. We got to have a way to measure it, and we got to be accountable and show up and take action for it, right? So track your workouts each day with some sort of accountability tool. For me, it was so simple. My calendar was all laid out, like I told you. All I did was I put an X on that day when I got the workout done. Boom, accountability. If the X was there, I showed up and did it. Boom, workout completed. Nowadays, I check in with a group of friends. I use an app, and I also use a Facebook group. We run a group every single month. Our next one, and you can go and check that out, and you can join us. Go to putyourselffirst.com/bootcamp. See all the details on the next one. I'll hook you up, get you into that, and find out from you if you'd rather join our Facebook group or just join the separate app. Either way, we all check in. We're accountable. And track your food. This can be a big game changer. I used to just kind of ballpark it. I was like, I know when I've eaten enough. I know what this is healthy. But when I was determined, and I was really determined to get my results that year, when I started tracking diligently, using a little food scale, and so I could keep my portions in check for my goals, and I tracked it in a simple app like MyFitnessPal. I think I was using one called FitDay at the time, and then I switched over to MyFitnessPal. I couldn't believe how simple it was to track, and I couldn't believe how fast the results came. And I never felt deprived. So in recent years, there's some really cool systems out there that have come out to simplify even that work. I'll add those links in the show notes to you so you can do that. And I'll also add links to the home workouts that I use, just so you can keep things simple and on track. So that's it. Super easy to achieve your health goals without overcomplicating it, without overthinking. All you need to do is start ASAP. And when I talk about the overthinking stuff, a lot of times people are always, they get into this getting ready to get ready and waiting for everything to be perfect. Don't do that. You're getting started as soon as possible. If you need to start on a Monday, make it this next Monday. Okay? Otherwise, when you start to feel that procrastination or those excuses come in, that's when you know that you need to get going. So first, get your mind right. Second, stop clinging to the things that are going to sabotage your goal and get in the way of that. Get a simple fitness and a simple nutrition plan, and be accountable and track it. There's your easy path right there. And just know that you are in control. Keep it simple. Take action. Make it a no matter what contract. Not a no matter what, and I'll see what happens and decide to say, no matter what, I'm showing up all throughout the year. Be persistent to reach your goals by progressing through all circumstances, because life is going to challenge you along the way. It's going to throw little sideway things at you to see how serious you are. And you're like, hey, I'm persistent this year. I'm going for it. Maybe that's your word of the year is persistence. Choose to give up the excuses and the alibis. Choose to figure out new ways to look and to look at possibilities and learn and grow and keep moving forward, because your wins are going to add up more and more. Set small goals and start achieving those. Those are going to help you build your confidence. Like focus on the next 2 pounds, and then the next 2 pounds, and then the next 2 pounds if weight loss is your goal. Consistency is your friend, and challenge yourself to keep going. I'd love to hear your top takeaway from today. Please drop me a line on social, or head over to your email and email me at perry@putyourselffirst.com. I'd love to hear from you. Reach out to me with any questions that you might have about food, fitness, and even more ideas on achieving your health and fitness goals. I love helping people remove the barriers and the obstacles that often get in the way. And a lot of times it's what happens between our ears, right? And if you like more motivation, inspiration, support tips, and strategies, then join my Upside Down Fitness community. We're a fun group of people striving to just be healthier and happier in this awesome chapter of life. I do 52 weeks of free coaching in there. I promise you'll absolutely love it. Head over to UpsideDownFit.com and you'll get all the details there. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. If you found value, please be sure to share with someone you know who can benefit. And please share, subscribe and leave an honest rating and review in your podcast app, so that helps others discover this show. And if you're catching over on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell. That way you get an alert each time a new show drops. You absolutely rock, my friend. That's all I have for this week. Man, brand new year. Let's rock this. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.